गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम नारायण। विद्या अविद्या अब्बा ಅದೇ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಓಕೆ, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್. ಐ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್. ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅವಿದ್ಯಾ, ವೆನ್ ಯು discuss from various angles, the point becomes clear. What is stated from one angle may not be sufficiently clear, but if it is discussed from the other angles too, you get a complete picture about it. Therefore, regarding the avidya, that is adhyasa and its karana, we leave that because already we discussed. Now we'll proceed to the next point, avidya and maya. Okay. So in this point, the same avidya becomes clearer further. So avidya and maya. Regarding avidya and maya are not synonymous terms in Sankara Vedanta. Sankara Vedanta means in purely Shankara's bhashyas, Shankara's own writings. Avidya and maya are not synonymous, means they are not same. Slightly difference, there is a little difference between them. So it is some post Shankara's Vedantins. See, post Shankaras are very strange people. Maya, avidya, they call synonyms. If they are synonyms, then why use two words separately? Maya is Prakriti. Maya is Prakriti. Can we call Prakriti as avidya? Maya is Prakriti, Trigunatmika Prakriti. Can we call Prakriti as avidya? But that's what post-Shankarites call. Post-Shankarites, Vyakhyanakaras say, Prakriti consisting of three qualities, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. This Prakriti is avidya. Does anybody say Prakriti is avidya? Nature is ignorance. Is there any school of philosophy? Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga. Does anybody say? Sankhyas accept Prakriti. Sankhyas accept Prakriti. Yogis also. Yoga, Patanjala Yoga and Sankhya. Both of them have similar Siddhanta. Both are almost same. Only emphasis differs. Both are same. One or two small points they differ. They accept Prakriti. They say Purusha. Purusha means Atma. Atma getting attached, getting connected to Prakriti is avidya. Prakriti Purusha Sambandha is avidya. Who say Sankhya's. But they never said Prakriti is avidya. Sankhya's yogis never say Prakriti is avidya. Nyaya and Vaisheshika. Nyaya Vaisheshikas, for them the Moola Karanam for Jagat is Paramanus. They don't call Paramanu as avidya. They call avidya is misunderstanding. Avidya is misunderstanding, not knowing and misunderstanding and doubt. This is what all schools say. Agrahana, Samshaya, Anyatha Grahana. Not knowing, having a doubt, or wrongly understanding, misunderstanding. So, Ajnanam is in these three forms. even according to Nayayika Vaisheshika. Sankhya also say, Mimamsakas to say the same thing. Buddhist also the same thing. Jainas. All schools, even Ramanuja, Madhva, everybody, not knowing, doubt, having a doubt, or misunderstanding. Ignorance is only in these three forms. All our experience of ignorance can be put into this one of these three. But calling Prakriti as a Vidya, people ask, what is Mula Vidya? Sachidananda Swamiji told something differently Vedanta, which is prevalent Vedanta. They say, if you talk of Mula Vidya, we call them post-Shankarites. We call them Vyakyanakaras. Shankara Vedanta, Vyakhyana Vedanta. Shankara Vedanta and Shankara Arvachina Vedanta. Arvachina, post, later. Prachina, Arvachina, have you ever heard? Prachina before, Arvachina later. So later than Shankara, post-Shankarites. Shankara kinta Uttara Kalina. Hige ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. When we want to distinguish, we call them Uttara Kalina Vedanta, Arvachina Vedanta, later Vedanta. But what they call, the Vyakyanakaras. Traditional Vedanta. Because the Panchapadika, Vivarana, Bhamati, it is coming. Therefore, they claim, Vyakyanakaras claim that ours is traditional Vedanta. Sachidananda Swamiji is non-traditional. See, they start using. Everybody uses terms according to their understanding, their ideas. What suits their idea, they use the terms. They give the names which suits them. They say theirs is a traditional Vedanta. And Sachidananda Swamiji's is modern Vedanta. Untraditional. Therefore, the traditional word Sachidananda Swamiji says, Shankara Bhashya represents a real tradition. Shankara Bhashya, Gaudapada, Shankara, Sureshwara. These three people represent a true tradition. And other people have deviated from tradition. So Swamiji calls them as Arvachina Vedanta and Shankaracharya is a traditional Vedanta. So the word traditional is used by both people. Shankara followers, Sachidananda Swamiji also claims we are traditional. They say that they are traditional and Sachidananda Swamiji is yours. Now if you start using traditional, then traditional word have got two meanings, now double meaning. They also use post-Shankarites as theirs is a traditional Vedanta. Sachidananda Swamiji also calls his Shankara Vedanta as a traditional Vedanta. Then the tradition word is used in two meanings. It gets confused. It confuses people. So that's why I used prevalent Vedanta. Prevalent means prasiddha. This is how it is found more often. Mostly people study those books. Therefore, it is a prevalent Vedanta and Shankara Vedanta. This is how we say. So the prevalent Vedantins or post-Shankarites call Prakriti as Avidya. Can Prakriti be called Avidya? People say, Sachidananda Swamiji told Vedanta something differently. What is the difference? What is the difference? They again and again and again and again and again, 100 times they have asked me. Audience, they asked me again and again same question. They ask me, what is the difference? We try to tell Avidya, Dhyasa, and they are unable to understand. They say it means the same. Now I present the same issue, same problem differently. Prakriti is called Avidya by post-Shankarites. Do you accept it? This is where you will understand the difference between Satchidanandendra Swamiji and post-Shankarites, Vyakhyanakaras. They say Prakriti is ignorance. Do we call Prakriti is ignorance? Or in the ignorance Prakriti appears? Is Prakriti ignorance? You mean this wall is ignorance? This table is ignorance? What is ignorance? What is ajnanam? Prakriti karya. They call this is prapancha is a prakriti karya. Other this is, so they say it is a maya karya. Avyakta is maya. Avyakta means the invisible world, unmanifest world, the world which is before it is produced, before it appears as this Namarupa, the Avyakta, they call mainly Avyakta as Avidya. Avyakta is called Maya, it is acceptable to both. Shankaracharya says, Vyakhyanakaras say, Satchidananda Swamiji says, you and I, we all say. We all say commonly agreed, Avyakta is Maya. Here there is no difference between Vyakhyanakaras and us, Swamiji. Avyakta is Maya. From Avyakta, this Jagat appears, Torkoltade. So the Maya is an unmanifest, invisible state. The same Maya when assumes a visible form, all this Namarupa. What is Namarupa? What is experienceable is Namarupa. What is visible is Namarupa. What is experienceable is, all this is Namarupa. Rupa is, I have already told you, form. Nama is what you can think of. The thing itself doesn't have a Nama. It is the mind that gives Nama. Isn't it? It is the mind that gives the Nama. Mind means thought. Nama is in the thought. Rupa is in the appearance of the thought. What is known to the thought? What is known to sense organs? Object is Rupa. And its understanding of the object is Nama. We can say roughly, not accurately, but roughly. Rupa is objects and its understanding is Nama, because it is the mind that understands a thing, gives a name to it. It is the mind that gives a name. Mind calls the name, recalls it, thinks of it. So the mind thinks of it and the world is thought about it. But mind also is thought about. Don't think that external world alone is world. Mind is also thought about. We can think of mind. Mind itself is a thought. Sense organs. All these things we can think of. Means all of them are part of the thought. We can think of mind. What does it mean? Mind is thought. How can you think a thought? So, don't go into this logical thing. See, when we say mind also can be thought of, it only means that mind is a part of a thought. So, certain arguments, don't get stuck with the arguments. You can think of mind, it only means that the very nature of the mind is thought. It is a part of a thought. Mind is part of a thought. So, it is one form of a thought is mind. Not one form of a thought, all thoughts put together is mind. All thoughts, any thought in general is mind. Thought or experience. Thought, experience, any experience through mind is also mind. All kinds of experiences, all kinds of emotions, all kinds of thoughts, subject, object, subjective, objective thoughts, all this put together is mind. Mind is, thought is a given form. All kinds of thoughts put together is called mind. Isn't it? All kinds of thoughts. Good and bad and right and wrong and everything. Emotional thinking, even the ego. Ego is also part of mind only. All the thoughts are thoughts. Thinking is a thought. Right and wrong is also thought. Tattva vichara is thought. So everything is thought only. It's going to create problem. My throat, something is wrong. If you ask doctors, they tell me, you observe Mauna for 2 months. 2 months Mauna, that is the only solution. That is the only job I do. Speaking is the only work I do. Of course, I do reading also. Reading and writing I do. Speaking is most important thing that I do. They tell, earlier I have undergone 2 operations, twice, same throat, for the same problem. They say, while speaking you are straining, that is a problem. So Nama Rupa. Nama Rupa means which you can see, which you can think of, is the world. It is a Vyakta world. Vyakta means what? Manifest. Manifest means what? What you can see, what you can experience, what you can think of, what is available for your experience is manifest world. Abhivyakta. Vyakta prapancha. Avyakta means world is not experienced, it cannot be thought of, it cannot be seen through your sense organs, you cannot feel through your mind, you cannot think of it, you can only simply say it is not totally destroyed, it will come again, only this much. Person is, for example, person is not visible. Is not visible at all, is not coming. But people say, what happened? He is not visible. Has he gone out of station or he has got out of world? There are 2 prayanas. One is out of station, another is out of world. So he is out of station or out of world? He is not visible. If he is out of world, he won't come back. But he is out of station, he is likely to come back. Similarly, he is not visible now, means avyakta. But he is not dead person, he will come back. So world which is not visible, but likely to come back, that is called avyakta. People imagine unnecessary things. What is necessary, they don't do vichara. Vichara is a clear thinking. They imagine lot of unnecessary things. Therefore, I am explaining all these things. These are all simple common sense things. I am not explaining anything much. But people lack common sense, have lot of scholarship. Lot of Vedanta they heard, they listen to books, read books, they give talks also. But when you ask what is avyakta, vyakta, they give routine answers. But look at your anubhava directly. What is directly seen, experienced, felt is vyakta. All that which is possible to experience. But what cannot be experienced, felt, means you don't see it. Not possible to see. But you can't say it is dead, because it will come again. This much is avyakta. Avyakta means Nama Rupa Jagat, invisible, but again is likely to become visible. So this avyakta, invisible world, invisible Nama Rupa is called avyakta. This avyakta is called Maya. Main meaning of word Maya is avyakta. But avyakta has got another aspect. It becomes manifest, it becomes visible. Then we call it Maya Karya. Karya means Maya manifest, visible, Vyakta. We call it Nama Rupa Jagat, appearance, Torike. Torike andre kannu matra alla. Torike appearance doesn't mean only to eyes. All 5 sense organs. Appearance to all 5 sense organs. Mind, thought, anything. All way of experience is appearance. Even your mental experiences of emotions, thoughts, emotions, feelings, yogic experiences, supernormal experiences, bhaktas experiences, all that is Maya. Because experience through mind, more refined mind, yogic mind, even that is experiences. Means through mind, a state of mind, waking, dream and deep sleep, they are also Maya. Because they are also of a state of mind. Waking is a state of mind. Dream is a state of mind. Deep sleep, if you take it as a state, that's also mind. Okay? Therefore, all this is Maya. Then what is avidya? So they, post-Shankarite, accept avyakta as a Maya, manifest world is Maya Karya. This we to accept. Shankaracharya says the same. Sachidananda Swamiji also tells, we also accept. So avyakta becomes manifest, this is clear. But what is avidya when we ask? This is where the difference starts. They say, post-Shankarites or Vyakhyanakaras say, this Maya itself is avidya. Do you find ever in Shankara Bhashya Maya as stated as avidya? Snake appears. Snake is an appearance. Appearance means Maya appearing. An appearance is Maya. Indrajala. That Indrajalika, Garadi Avano, Garadi Toristani. Indrajala means magic shows the magician shows his magic. The appearance, what all the things he presents, that is Maya. In dream, the dream objects, dream world is Maya. Maya means Maya's appearance. Non-appearing Maya, appearing Maya. You can say this is Maya Karya, appearing Maya. Then what is avidya? They say Maya is avidya. Sachidananda Swamiji or Shankara says adhyasa is Maya. Adhyasa is avidya. Misunderstanding is avidya. That means, now I explain. You see the world due to misunderstanding, not understanding the truth. When not understanding the truth, in a state of not understanding the truth, you see this duality, me and others, subject and object, the seer and the seen, the knower and the known. Okay? So all this experience of myself as an individual facing the world, all this appearance is due to a misunderstanding of Brahman, that is adhyasa. So the dream world and dreaming dream itself is a misunderstanding, isn't it? Dream is a misunderstanding. In the misunderstanding, you experience the dreamy world, dream state, dream world or dream state. So the dream is misunderstanding, that the dreamy world is Maya, dreamy prapancha is Maya, but the very dream is a Bhranti. Dream is a Bhranti. When you are in Bhranti, you see that Bhranti Siddha Prapancha. Bhranti Siddha Prapancha means a world appearing in the wake of a misunderstanding, in the wake of an error, in the wake of a misunderstanding, you perceive the world. World is a perception. You perceive the world in the wake of a misunderstanding. If you did not have misunderstanding, you would not perceive it. ಅಂದರೆ ಭ್ರಾಂತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ತೋರ್ತದೆ. In the wake of misunderstanding, you perceive the world. Okay? So, in the misunderstanding, there is an experience of perception. That is Maya. Appearance is Maya. Perceiving is Maya. But this whole perception is due to your misunderstanding. That is avidya. Adhyasa is avidya. And what appears in the wake of adhyasa is Maya. Maya Karya, Maya, whatever you say. So Maya has two states, avyakta, vyakta. Both are within adhyasa. Shankaracharya says, Sachidanandendra Swamiji says, missing Brahman is avidya. You miss Brahman and something else. In that something else, world appears for a while and disappears for a while. Doesn't appear. Appearance, no appearance, appearance, no appearance. Okay? This is Maya. But they put totally opposite side. They say that avyakta, prakriti, trigunas, but avyakta they call it triguna. Prakriti, that avyakta, prakriti, trigunas, they call that is avidya. And the manifesting, prapancha manifests, that is adhyasa. See how the Vyakhyanakaras. Avyakta is avidya, avyakta is ignorance, avyakta is avidya. Anyway, I have to tell them, they get misunderstanding. Avidya is Sanskrit word. So, in Hindi also we call avidya, in Telugu avidya, in Sanskrit avidya. So, I use avidya word commonly when I speak in these three languages. But sometimes Kannadigas use it avidya. Therefore, since I am addressing them, forgetting that I am speaking in English, word avidya comes. Don't think avidya is something different. Avidya means only avidya. In Kannada, they call it avidya. So I say that by slip of tongue, it means only avidya. Okay. So they say Maya is avidya, avyakta is avidya. So avidya karyam is adhyasa. When avyakta, prakriti, unmanifest, invisible prakriti is avidya, invisible prakriti is avidya, according to them, according to Mula Vidyavadis. Invisible prakriti, that is in sleep, it is avidya. When it becomes visible, that is adhyasa. See how they present. They present adhyasa in a more limited sense. That too, they don't call whole world is adhyasa. There again difference. Invisible world is avidya. Then what is adhyasa? This individuality, individual mistake is adhyasa. A jivatvam is due to adhyasa. World is not due to adhyasa. World is maya karyam. If I start telling Mula Vidya, you will get more confused. Therefore, I won't tell much. It is a lot of complex way they talk. They say world is created by Maya. Means when world avyaktam, the prakriti manifests as world. Prakriti manifests as body. Prakriti manifests as mind. Prakriti manifests as aham thought, I thought, ego thought, notion of I. I thought means notion of I, aham vritti. So, that when aham vritti, the mind and body is imposed on Atma, that is adhyasa. That means before adhyasa, there was a body, mind and aham vritti. There is an aham thought, mind is there, body is there, world is there, all that appears. Out of this world, body, mind, sense organs of course are included, body, mind and I thought. These are imposed upon Atma. Therefore, Maya creates the world. In the world, body, mind and aham thought is created and they are superimposed upon Atma. That means a Vedantic sadhaka have to think of the world first and adhyasa later. World first and adhyasa later. First you think of the dream world and then you become dreamer. Okay? First there is a dream world. You make everything ready. Now inauguration. I'm entering into dream. Okay? We call everybody, I'm entering into dream. When I invite everybody, see, I have created a dream world. And I'm entering into the dream world as an individual into the dream. Okay? I invite all of you. Publish a card of dream entry. My dream entry card. Let everybody come. Sometimes it through WhatsApp. Some people, okay, some people say, okay, we'll try. Some people say, why should we come? I'm inviting you for my important function that I'm entering into dream. They say, if I come, we come to see you, you enter into dream, we remain here. What is the point in coming? We won't come. We won't come, they will say. Will they come? They won't come. You celebrate function in the waking state, we'll come to you. You leave the waking world, why should we come to you? Okay, that's leave it. Now, first you create the dream world and then impose do adhyasa of the dream body upon you. First the dream body, dream mind and dream aham thought. And that dream aham thought you impose upon yourself. Is this adhyasa? This is how they explain. And they say this is traditional Vedanta. Sachidananda Swamiji gave up traditional and talking something else. And this is real Shankara Vedanta. They say. And they say, see, Adhyasa Bhashya. We tell in Adhyasa Bhashya is different. They say, from your Adhyasa Bhashya, we will show you this is Vedanta. What does Adhyasa Bhashya say? Atma anatmano ritaretara adhyasaha. Atma, anatma, there is a mutual exchange of their individualities, their natures and also their properties. Mutual exchange of Atma and Anatma and their exchange of their properties. This is what Adhyasa Bhashya says. That means Anatma is there. Atma is there before Adhyasa. Before Adhyasa, Anatma is there. Anatma means body is there, mind is there, Aham thought is there, I thought. These three existed before. Then Atma exists. Then combine them. That is Adhyasa. So before Adhyasa, Anatma should exist. They talk like this. We have discussed with them for months and years together. They say, Shankara says, Atma, Anatma, Adhyasa, Anatma must be there. Without Anatma, how can you do Adhyasa? They say, yours is wrong Vedanta. They accuse Sachidananda Swamiji. It is a wrong Vedanta. How can you have Atma, Anatma, Adhyasa? First Anatma should be there. How did Anatma come? Prakriti created. Prakriti means Mula Vidya. What is Mula Vidya? Prakriti is Mula Vidya. According to them. Prakriti is Mula Vidya. Prakriti is Avidya. Prakriti, Avidya, we have never heard. Before Sachidananda Swamiji came, this is what Vedanta existed. You say, I didn't know this thing. But if you did not read Sachidananda Swamiji's books, if you have not heard Pravachanas of Sachidananda Swamiji or even we followers of him, then you would have studied the same Vedanta that Prakriti is Avidya. Now you say, I did not know, I didn't know. How can you say I didn't know? That's what all your grandfathers' fathers told. Means gurus and grand gurus. Your guru, grand guru, everybody has been telling the same thing. And your guru, my guru also told. When I studied Mula Vidya, not only I studied, even I was teaching that way. Prakriti is Avidya. From Avidya, this world is born, body is born, mind is born, Aham thought is born, and this Aham thought and mind is imposed. This is Anatma. Anatma is imposed in Atma. See, Shankara Bhashya says in Adhyasa Bhashya, Atma Anatmano ritaretara adhyasaha. There is a mutual superimposition between Atma and Anatma. We are perfectly following Shankara. They say. The question comes, how can you imagine Anatma before Adhyasa? Before Adhyasa it existed. It is like telling, before I was born, my parents were going there or doing something. Before you are born, how can they become your parents? Tell me. Parents to whom? To me, but you are not born. When you are not born, how do you call your parents? See, they become your parents after birth or before birth? Before birth, are they your parents? Were they your parents? First you selected, these are my parents. How? You are not yet born. Okay? This is my dream world. You create a world and then enter. I say, which dream world? Are you dreaming now? No, I am not dreaming. I have not yet started dreaming. Then where is dream world? No, I am going to enter into the dream world. But before you enter, how can there be dream world? Tell me, dreamer first or dream world first? You first or your parents first? No, my parents first and I am later. But how can they be your parents? Before parents, whole world is one. All these people are there. You don't know who is going to become your father or your mother. There are so many women. How do you know who is your mother? How do you know? There are so many people. That means you being born and she becoming mother, both are simultaneous. You can't say who is first and who is later. Similarly, the dream world and dreamer are two simultaneous. In fact, they are not two. They are only one experience. Why do you call two? Because they are not two at all. Dreamer, dream world, both are one. Similarly, that ahamvritti, adhyasa and anatma. Anatma appears in the wake of adhyasa. In adhyasa, anatma appears. Not that anatma comes first and later adhyasa. What the mistake in them is, they are putting Vedantic anubhavas in a sequence. That is the biggest mistake. The mistake with them is, they are putting natural anubhavas into a sequence. To explain you put is a sequence. To explain you take a sequence. Dream, dream person, dream world, etc. Subject, object. While explaining you have to say one by one. How can you say all together? While explaining you have to say one by one. So this one by one sequence is only a sequence of speaking. Sequence of presentation, not a sequence of occurring. It is not a sequence of occurring. It is only sequence of presentation. Therefore, dreamer, dream world, we talk of two as if they are two, but they are one. This is more noise, I have to strain more. So, they are presenting adhyasa as an event, as a process which consists of a sequence, a series of events. First this step, then next this, as if it is an occurrence, it is a process. That is the difference between them and us. Ide problem. Swamiji has been telling adhyasa is a direct anubhava. You are splitting the anubhava and putting a process to it, trying to explain the process. Not only explaining, okay, but you say this is the order. This is the order, this is the process of adhyasa that has really happened. That's where the problem comes. They are presenting adhyasa as a process. In dream, what is the process of production of dream? Which object you start with? Which object do you start with? That's what Swamiji says. In Adhyasa, you can't think of a sequence. Then Karya Karana, cause and effect relation, a sequence, a process, a production. All this is unnecessary, diverting the attention. The total vision is missing. So, Adhyasam Puraskritya Sarve Pramana Prameya Vyavahara. Therefore, when you are discussing about the dream, you are already in dream. When you are talking of world, Adhyasa, Atma, Anatma, you are already in Adhyasa. Being in Adhyasa, you talk of it. Isn't it? When you are talking, you are already an individual. There is already Adhyasa. Being in Adhyasa, you are discussing Adhyasa. Or, while discussing, there is no Adhyasa, now I will show you. I'll switch on before you discuss when you are in darkness, and then switch on and show you how Adhyasa takes place. Can you demonstrate Adhyasa happening? Can you show how the snake appears? Or you are seeing the snake and then start discussion. All your discussion starts when you are seeing the snake. This is the mistake between them and us. Since I know both the prakriyas thoroughly well, I know this contrast. I've studied that and studied this. You may say, how do you know all these details? Because I've studied that. Not only studied, I taught them for years together. So this is the basic mistake. So Swamiji says, go by Anubhava. Shankaracharya doesn't indulge in these steps, these unnecessary imaginary processes of Adhyasa, imaginary process of Adhyasa, imaginary cause of Adhyasa, Adhyasa as a production and a process of production. All these things are wild imaginations. They are only hypotheses, and it is unnecessary. Not only unnecessary, it is a positive obstruction to understand Vedanta. Isn't it? That's why Shankaracharya didn't talk of them. This is simple reason. Go to directly Anubhava. You are already in Adhyasa. When you are talking, who is that? This Aham thought is speaking. What is Aham thought? Is already Adhyasa. There is a awareness and a thought. Chaitanya and Anatma, thought. So thought appears as a conscious thought. I, when you say it is a consciousness with a subject, thought of subject. So Aham Vritti and Chaitanya, they are already mixed up. In that state you are already in Adhyasa. In that Adhyasa you are talking. Therefore Adhyasam Puraskritya Sarve. Adhyasa, you are not presupposing, it is already there. Anything you talk, anything you discuss, anything you do, you are already in Adhyasa. Therefore, Adhyasam Puraskritya Sarve Pramana Prameya Vyavahara. Adhyasa Bhashya says, Adhyaso Naisargikaha Sarvaloka Pratyakshaha. It is a universal experience. It is natural to all. Naisargikaha, natural to all. Sarvaloka Pratyakshaha. Pratyaksha word Shankara uses in many sense. Indriya Pratyaksha, Manasa Pratyaksha, Yogi Pratyaksha, then Swabhavika Anubhava, Sakshi Pratyaksha. Okay? Pratyaksha means Anubhava. Anubhava is of 4 levels. Indriya Pratyaksha, Manasa Pratyaksha, then Yogi Pratyaksha, 4th is Sakshi Pratyaksha. That is Aham Pratyaya. This is Avastha. We see the avasthas. Everybody knows we have an avasthas. How? Direct experience. That is pratyaksha. That is direct sakshi anubhava. Sarvaloka pratyaksha. It is a universal experience. Pratyaksha is experience. Swamiji calls it as an intuition in English. Sarvaloka, universal. Loka means people. Loka means person. Loka doesn't mean world. World doesn't mean walls and road and all. Loka means human beings. Loka means jiva. Sarva loka. Loka siddha. Loka pratyaksha means jiva anubhava. Lokastu bhuvane jane, Amarkosha says. Loka means the world, this. Jana, jana means people. And two meanings. Loka Shabda is in two meanings. Lokastu bhuvane jane, Amarkosha says. So bhuvana means the whole world. Jana, the people within the world and worldly people. The people in the world, jivas in the world. World and jivas in the world. These two meanings, loka pada is used. Sarva loka means all jivas. Sarva loka pratyaksha means it is a universal experience. See how Swamiji, universal intuition. Naisargika. Nisarga means it is there naturally. Nisarga is birth, inborn. Naisargika. Sarga andre ಏನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ. ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಸರ್ಗ. ಸೃಜತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಸೃಜಿಸುವುದು. ಆ ಸೃಜಿಸುವುದು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಧಾತು ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್. ಸರ್ಗ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ ಸೇಮ್. ಸರ್ಗ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ. ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಸರ್ಗ both are same. Nisarga means natural. Inborn means it is with you. It is not later than your birth. It means it is naturally with you. Naisargikaha. Nisargataha naisargikaha. So it is natural to all. It is not consciously made by you. You find it choicelessly, you find with you. You find it is choiceless. That I am an individual is naturally there. Anytime you see, you are already an individual. Isn't it? You speak as an individual, listen to as an individual. Already you are an individual, you are listening everything. So individuality is already there. Therefore, ನಾನು ಲೋ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತದೆ? ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸಃ ಸರ್ವಲೋಕ ಪ್ರತ್ಯಕ್ಷಃ ನೈಸರ್ಗಿಕಃ. 2 points. First is Atmanatmanor itaretara adhyasa, mutual. It is Sarvaloka Pratyaksha. It is in everybody's experience. Number 2. Naisargika, it is natural to all. And it is a basis of the entire life. Adhyasam puraskritya sarve pramana prameya vyavahara. Subject-object relationship, cause and effect relationship. Entire world perception. Time and place, subject, object, cause and effect. So these 4 points he touches in Adhyasa Bhasha. Then the nature of Adhyasa is Adhyaso nama atasmin tad buddhihi tyavochama. 5th point. Adhyasa means a vritti. Adhyasa is only a misconception. 5th point. 6th point is Adhyasa is avidya. That's all. In Adhyasa these are the 6 points. To explain these 6 points, you can see them. These are the words he uses. To explain them, he uses many other explanations, all that. These main points are 6. These 6, the people missed it. Vyakhyanakaras missed them and presented differently. So, Maya is an appearance, tentative non-appearance and appearance. Tentative suspension of the means appearance is world, suspension of the appearance is suspended. Suspending means tentatively not appearing. Visible world, tentative no visible. Not visible is avyakta, visible is the world. Experienced, tentative no experience. In other words, experience of duality, tentative no experience. These 2 are adhyasta. These 2 are adhyasa. Because adhyasa means what? When you don't see yourself as a Brahman, you see wrongly. In that wrong perception, you have these two states of Vyakta and Avyakta. Manifest, unmanifest, manifest world and unmanifest. Both are within adhyasa. When you remove adhyasa, both go away. Avyakta, Vyakta both goes away. Avyakta goes away means what? Tentative suspension won't be there, permanent removal. See, Avyakta is tentative, invisible. Tentative suspension. When adhyasa is corrected, what happens? Tentative suspension goes away. World and its tentative suspension both go away. But they say, Avyakta is avidya, and that produces this world. And in the world you have your adhyasa and jivatva. So it gives rise to many other unnecessary arguments. That's we have touched little bit enough because it will come again later. Now here, Maya, Avidya are not synonymous in Sankara Vedanta. Like snake is appearance. That I am seeing snake is misunderstanding. Okay. ಹಾವನ್ನು ನೋಡುವುದು ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ. ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾವಾಗಿ ನೋಡುವುದು ತೋರಿಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲವೇ? ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ಹಾವಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. In a misunderstanding, you see it as a snake. So that in the misunderstanding, you have an appearance of snake. But sometimes instead of snake, it may appear as something else. You may see it as a stick. You may see it as a crack in the earth. Crack in the earth. You may see it as a water streak, a water on the earth. Nowadays you see everywhere cement floor, you won't understand. In village, when you pour water, it becomes dark, black. Where the water has fallen, the water is absorbed, it leaves a black spot. The other side remains white. So when we were earthen floors, clay floor in our younger days in villages, in childhood, we see the only earth floor. Some water falls in a streak. Streak means line. On the gere ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? Gere, in a gere, water streak. So in that semi-darkness, you see it is a water streak. Water, you mistake that there is something here. You may see a crack on the earth, a water streak. You may see a garland also. So what are all these 3 or 4 which I have mentioned? Snake, garland, water streak, crack in the earth. Crack ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ? I don't know. ಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಚೀಲಿಕ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಚೀಲಿಕೆ ತೆಲುಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? Okay, whatever it is. So these 4 or 5 I have mentioned. These 4 or 5 are appearances, but all of them mean misunderstanding. So misunderstanding is one. In the misunderstanding, these are the 4 or 5 type of appearances. Now see the difference between appearance and misunderstanding. ಅಂದರೆ ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ, ತಪ್ಪು ತೋರಿಕೆ, ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? Misunderstanding and wrong appearance, wrong knowledge and wrong appearance. So in the wrong knowledge, you see the wrong way of appearing. One is wrong knowledge. In the wrong knowledge, the way things appear, what appears is called wrong appearance. Okay? ಮತ್ತೆ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. The things that appear, the form that appears is wrong appearances. But that wrong knowledge, the misunderstanding is wrong knowledge. That is avidya. Avidya is misunderstanding. Avidya ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ. ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರುವ ಬಗೆಗೂ ಮಾಯಾ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ತೋರುವ ಬಗೆ, the wrong appearances. So misunderstanding and misappearances means misappearance, I don't know, such a word is not there in English. Wrong appearance. misperception, you may say. So one is wrong knowledge and wrong appearances. So within the wrong knowledge, the way it appears is called Maya. The wrong knowledge is avidya. Within the wrong knowledge, the wrong appearance is Maya. You understand the difference? Tappu torike Maya, tappu tilivalike avidya. Post Shankara writes, Maya is avidya. What appears, Prakriti, Avyakta is Maya, that is avidya, they say. And the world is avidya karya. Then Adhyasa is avidya karya. Therefore, before Adhyasa, Avyakta existed. But to whom Avyakta existed? Avyakta means a state, suspended state of the world. When the world is suspended, was Jiva there or not? They call it two ways. There is a confusion, they give double reply. Sometimes they say, yes, there is a Jiva in Sushupti. Again they say, no, there is no Jiva. Then to whom is the Avyakta? Avyakta is for Brahman. Avyakta is Prakriti. Avyakta is Maya. So that Maya or Prakriti, according to them, when there is no Jiva, for whom is that Avyakta? For the Brahman, they say. Our health, it belongs to Brahman. How can Brahma? See, it is dependent on Brahman, they say. Brahma Adhina. So there is no Jiva. From that Jiva. Sometimes they say, no, in Sushupti Jiva is there. Again they say, no, there is no Jiva. So Avyakta. So this is a confusion. They don't give any clear-cut answer. Obbabbanu ondond answer gives. Because in Vyakyanakaras there is no one uniformity. There are many explanations. Pluralistic Vyakyanakaras. Not all Vyakyanakaras. Therefore, when Swamiji criticizes, don't see all the Vyakyanakaras say all the things. Some points are common to all Vyakyanakaras, and some points are not agreed by all of them. Though Swamiji tells all of them and criticizes, so see that some point is accepted by some Vyakyanakara and not by other Vyakyanakara. So when we criticize, it doesn't apply to all. A few points are common to all, a few points again differ, don't apply to all of them, not accepted by all of them. So in general we say, because our purpose is not to criticize them, our purpose is to understand our life. Therefore we take up all misunderstandings. We take up all the misunderstandings, whether they are common to all Vyakyanakaras or some belonging to some and some belonging to some. Varying concept belonging to varying acharyas. Still we take all of them and criticize, because our purpose of criticism is not to allot, not to identify which idea belongs to which Vyakyanakara. That's not our point. Whoever is misunderstanding, that misunderstanding is not right Vedanta. We are interested in learning right Vedanta. So we take up all misunderstandings without identifying whose misunderstanding is. Which Vyakyanakaras, whether Bhamati, Panchapadika, Vivarana, even within Panchapadika, Vivarana, there are deviations again. Panchapadika says one, Vivarana again deviates. We can't put Panchapadika, Vivarana is one club. They are common in some points. Some points again they differ. These are all confusions. Goes on endlessly. Therefore, instead of identifying whose misunderstanding is it, because academicians may do, because they have to write that way, then only they'll get marks. They get marks in the exam, they have to tell. We are not interested in those details. We are not academicians, so we are interested in truth. Therefore, whosoever is misunderstanding, it is mistake. Out of the Vyakyanakaras, it may belong to one or may belong to all. But which misunderstanding is wrong in doing vichara, in Atma vichara, in self-enquiry, which is a wrong thing, which doesn't help you, which blocks you, your vichara. We take up one idea, see this idea doesn't help you in understanding the truth. We show the point out the mistake and leave them. Point out the mistake and drop them. Again point out the mistake and drop them. That's all. So out of those mistakes, whose mistake is it? We are not interested. It may belong to somebody. So they have to study. The academicians have to study, because their job is that only. Whether it is Panchapadikas, Bhamatis, or Vivaranas, or Panchavidyaranyas, or this somebody, they have to identify. For us, anything other than Shankaras, will put them in one block. Okay. Because we are not studying their mistakes for sake of mistake. Why do we need others' mistakes? Why do we need others' misunderstanding? We are not interested in their misunderstanding. But those misunderstandings also likely to happen in us when we are doing vichara. Because the human mind is same. Human mind is same. When we are doing Atma Vichara, we are also likely to commit those mistakes. Therefore, we raise that mistake. See, you are likely to commit this mistake, and correct them and transcend them. And come to the right point. That's all. Once you come to the right point, all are gone anyway. We just leave them. So our purpose is Atma Jnana alone. Not interested in that scholarship. Okay. Therefore, you find the difference in my teaching and their teaching. They have got their own way. They depend more on quotations. Here Bhashyakara said like this. We quote some of them. I remember some of them somewhere. If I want, I can search and tell you. Some of them I just ignore. Because we are interested in doing self-inquiry, not in the quotation. It is there somewhere in the Bhashya. You can show if you want. Therefore, Maya, Avidya are not one. Okay, if you take one, what is wrong? What is the problem? Then you may say, Swamiji didn't discuss here. Supposing you take, okay, post-Shankarites told Maya is Avidya. Let us take Avidya only. Let us take Prakriti as Avidya. If you take Prakriti as Avidya, from Prakriti Adhyasa is born. Adhyasa comes later. Adhyasa means misunderstanding. Misunderstanding comes later. Before misunderstanding, Prakriti existed. That means Prakriti is not a misunderstanding. Maya or Prakriti, according to them, Maya or Prakriti is not a misunderstanding. It is outside misunderstanding. Means something real. It is not a misunderstanding, it is something real. How is that real one? Means how is that Prakriti or Maya, which is not a misunderstanding, how is that going to be removed by Jnana? How can you remove it by Jnana? A Prakriti, just because it is a Prakriti, won't go by Jnanam, then you have to break it and destroy it. How will you destroy it? You burn it? How will you destroy? But Shastra says only by Jnanam. Tarati shokam atmavit, brahmavida apnoti param. Upanishad says only by knowledge, ajnana goes away and samsara goes away. They say the same thing, yes. Even Prakriti or Maya, it is not what does the Jnanam do? Jnanam can only correct a misunderstanding. Jnanam can only correct a misunderstanding. But if Prakriti or Maya is not a part of misunderstanding, it is before misunderstanding, how can that non-misunderstanding, before misunderstanding, that Prakriti or Maya, how can that be removed by knowledge? They say, Shruti says that Maya goes away by knowledge. Bhuyaschante Vishwamaya Nivrittihi. Here I have to quote because it is only quotation. Based on quotation they argue, therefore I have to bring the quotation. It is in Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Bhuyaschante Vishwamaya Nivrittihi. The Maya, Vishwamaya, the total Maya, Nivrittihi. At the end, the entire Maya goes away. Shruti said, therefore we say, Maya goes away by Jnanam. But Maya is a Prakriti according to you. It is not a misunderstanding. It existed before misunderstanding. That means it is outside misunderstanding. What is not a misunderstanding? How does it go by Jnanam? That's why we have to say Maya is within Adhyasa. Adhyasa Purvaka Maya. Maya means appearance. Appearance is due to in the wake of misunderstanding. If it is within misunderstanding, then Jnanam can correct misunderstanding, and you are free from misunderstanding, you understand you are Brahman. ಅರ್ಥವಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. What is a appearance? If appearance is due to misunderstanding, if dream world is due to a dream misunderstanding, dream itself is a misunderstanding, Bhranti. If an appearance is due to Bhranti, Jnanam can correct Bhranti, then appearance goes away. You transcend appearance. Appearance goes away. But if appearance is not Bhranti, how will it go away? By Jnanam. If it doesn't go by Jnanam, then you have to really remove it. Really, what can remove the world? Nothing can remove the world. Nothing can destroy Prakriti. Therefore, Maya and Avidya should not be synonymous one. Neither Sankara told, nor logic accepts, nor your Anubhava says. Okay, all the three. Maya and Avidya are not synonym. Maya is appearance and also tentative suspension of appearance, both. Maya is an appearance in the wake of misunderstanding. Within the Bhranti, this appearance. Therefore, Bhranti is Avidya, appearance is Maya. The Maya is Avyakta, Vyakta. Both are within Bhranti. So therefore, Jnanam can correct Bhranti. This is what Bhashakara says. This looks logical and it is keeping with Anubhava. Okay, 9th point is over. Go to the 10th point, Brahman and Ishwar. Okay, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat. These points, I think up to 18th or 19th or up to 20 we have discussed in Kannada also. Allave, up to 20th point we were discussing and we got suspended. Yeah, I think 20th point we stopped. Again we are starting from in English because people wanted it in English. Appa.